So, good morning everyone and welcome back to another episode of the Crypto Morning Coffee. I have my coffee locked and loaded, ready to go. And oh boy, you are already all here. Because we are going to talk about some very interesting stuff, and that is this time different? Is this crypto bull market different from the others? Is something different happening? And especially also, we know that bears are claiming that we are going to go into financial meltdown. To be honest, yesterday I was on Jordan Rees, no, on Danny the Bull stream. It was very late, so that is why we are starting a little bit later today. But I hope you didn't get caught off guard from this. Yeah, but we are going to talk about all of this right after the intro. So, good morning to all of you. I hope you guys have your coffees ready to go. Energy is here. Good morning. Blaze is here, bringing the Omi burn to the chat. Jordan says, made it for the start. Yeah, because I start 5 minutes later or 6. Felipe is here. Good morning. Energy and Jordan are having fun. That is good. Guys, make sure to smash up the like button right now, as hard as you can, while I tweet here. I only tweeted going live without a link or so. Well, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet, tick the little bell to always get notified and so on. So I had planned to pull up something for you guys, which I didn't, from YouTube. Maybe I can find it quickly. Yeah, I think I have noted the time, 46, 41. Okay, so we're starting right in a second. I just have to pull that up. I forgot to pull that up. Guys, let me know what you think about the following. So the Nasdaq is crashing, right? Or the Nasdaq is falling off of a cliff. Do you think that Bitcoin will follow after a while? Because we know that Nasdaq is tech stocks and so on. Yeah, let me get this up here. Do you think that we could be crashing there? That would interest me. PH, wake up. Yeah, I am fairly under the thing, because I have to find this piece and then we're going to start here. 46, what does it say? 46, 41. I have it. Okay, there we go. Okay, so let's start. Here we go. So the Kobayashi letter is posting this. So this happened yesterday. The Google stock is now down by 10%, posting its worst day since March 2020. Nearly 200 billion in market cap has been erased. 200 billion in market cap, right? That is like if Bitcoin would do a 40% correction, right? So the 7 largest tech stocks in the S&P 500 have lost more than combined 500 billion today. So the largest tech stocks have lost more than or close to what Bitcoin's, not crypto, but Bitcoin's market cap is. This is the most widespread tech sell-off in months, which has resulted in a 5-month low for the S&P 500. And now here it comes in what I want to show you. But first of all, let's see the chat to this. Here you see the picture. Good morning. It's the freaking Friday, says Green Lantern. That's absolutely correct. We are headed in the weekend. and we are not so bad with our portfolios at the moment, so smash up the like button for the freaking Friday. Jordan says, it's definitely between Randy and you for the second hardest working Veve YouTubers at the moment. I think that's a great. I think Randy does this for way longer than I do, so I will give him credit for that one. But thank you, Jordan. Motili says, good morning to you. Now, this crash, Machankura is adding to this GM. Bitcoin is acting as it should have been doing all along, a risk-off asset. Maybe people are starting to understand. Hey, fellow freaky regions or degens. Hey, Zokal, you're really not sleeping, right? Like me. Have you gotten, how many hours of sleep did you get? Green Lantern says we won't follow the Nasdaq. The question is, do you believe in the 4-year cycle of Bitcoin? Stick to it. Yeah, exactly. And Larry Fink has been taking very good care of Bitcoin at the right moment to make people follow, right? When he went on TV and said it's a flight to quality. But we will talk about this also in a second. Let me just show you one thing here, and that is this. Because if you would have followed the channel, we basically knew that this was happening. Just let's look at 10 seconds of this video from, I don't know, 10 years ago or something like that. Okay.
We are forming mountain ranges, so what really could be happening is this, right?
Okay, I think that's already enough, right? I mean, I don't have to bore you with an old live stream, but there you have it. And let's look at the actual situation, yeah? Here, bloop. And we even said we would expect it to come down to this moving average, right, in the Nasdaq at this point. So, I mean, we can pat ourselves on the back. So that's not the moving average, but this is the weekly. But I meant the one on the daily. At least we even said that we could come down to this moving average on the daily after forming such mountain ranges that I said for losing the level. Now, you could basically argue that you take a measured move here and you put this down and you would still have some way to go, right? Yeah, smash the like button if you knew it before. Smash the like button if you knew what's happening before. I mean, we even see that a couple of you guys were here. Green Lantern had even, you have even commented here. So you have seen this. Here's proof. Jordan Stout has seen it and so on. Yeah, so this happened. And Google was one of the biggest losers of the day, and these stocks get hammered. But Bitcoin is not one of them. Bitcoin is not traded as a tech stock anymore, apparently, right? So, in fact, Bitcoin is up in that same time frame, if you want. Bitcoin is basically up. Let's take this in this time frame. 27%, right? So what has happened? And this is interesting because basically we had this fake out, right? And then right around this day, so on Monday of this fake out, we basically decided to just go completely to the moon, right? Or not to the moon, but I mean to leave. Basically, we started a rally to leave bear market territory, which was all of this base forming. And we come to base forming in a second, but we started to let this go. And actually this was the 16th of October was the day that we had the fake out. And at the same time of the fake out, Larry Fink went on record and said that Bitcoin and gold, he put Bitcoin and gold into the same sentence. If you guys remember, we watched the video here on stream and said that this is a flight to quality and that he can understand that people are buying Bitcoin. And from then, everything changes, right? And we go to the moon while other markets are going down. Okay, so that is happening. What's also been happening is, and we haven't covered it recently, what also has been happening is that the DXY basically is still continuing its rally. Yeah, Siemens stock also big down, as Felipe mentions here. Hammer slam the like button if you're cool, says Crazy Dan. Very good. Yes, we are good with no sleep. SoCal also said Jordan is everywhere. That's also true. Randy's entertainment, patient hodler is infotainment, says Felipe. Thank you very much for that. I think we are operating two different parts, right? Randy is only Ecomi, Veve, and some Degen altcoins or some meme coins, whereas I think we're more macro, right? So yeah. But anyways, so you see this trend line here, which has been going on from basically the 3rd of October, actually has been broken back to the upside by the DXY. This is something we did not want to see. It is still a downtrend, it is still a falling channel, but it looks more, I mean, if we interpret a bull flag or something like that, or a falling channel that can break to the upside, we would still be in a falling channel here, but we have definitely broken the previous month trend to the upside for the dollar. So we have to expect that if this continues to rally, that at least the Nasdaq gets smashed more, right? And it makes sense. It makes sense that that this is still happening, because I mean, we don't have rate cuts. We have we have a situation going on that puts pressure on prices. So inflation is still rising because of energy prices and oil, because of two ongoing conflicts in the world. And yeah, so we really do not have this massive breakdown yet. But what's very interesting is that Bitcoin in this phase, in these days of, yeah, basically we have been rallying here, but even here Bitcoin did not take this dive, this nosedive that it usually did when the dollar was rallying. So this is the past 4 days basically, right? And Bitcoin, the past 4 days has been still rallying, even though we have been rallying on the dollar, right? So yeah, right now we said this also on the last stream that Bitcoin is overdue, or is due a correction here. It doesn't have to be a hard correction, it can be forming a big flag, but sorry for the refreshing, but sometimes it just doesn't let me paint. But we have basically seen that Bitcoin should be, from everything, like also from the indicators, should be just having a correction. Like you have a wave one move, and then you are correct, like in the smaller, right? You have a corrective wave, and then you have a impulsive wave. So I think this is absolutely normal and healthy, and nothing like the Nasdaq that is not healthy, or it doesn't look really good in this sense. And there's very much, I mean, there's a little bit more room to go, but maybe we have seen our crash already, depending on how you want to interpret this. But I think we should follow this, because in the end we still have people that look at traditional markets and then decide based on that in crypto. Let's look at a little bit more of a broader picture. If this time, I mean, the topic here of the channel is this time is this time different, right? And it's not really, because I mean, we are still catching up, but it's not really. So we have here from Plan B the stock to flow model, which basically puts the US dollar value of Bitcoin against where it should be in terms of the halvings and the cutting down the scarcity, right? And so far we see that Bitcoin is always magnetized back to these middle bands, right? So basically our value that we should have, and then the standard deviations, we see them here, and here's the halving coming in, and that should give us the rally up to somewhere around 135k or so, more or less where we also put our bull market target in. So plan B is really, really good. Yes, love plan B, says Jordan Rees. But we see here that we have actually been not in the last bull run. There was something a little bit different to the other bull runs, and that was that we did not overshoot into that outer band as we usually do. So the last bull, and I made that claim a lot, that this last peak was cut off by a already at this time looming crisis. Even though we had stimulus and so on, I think it was cut off by all that crisis stuff going on. And usually our bear market bottoms also were within, you see this here, the bear market bottoms were within the dark blue band. Now this time we have overshot to the downside, and our bear market was right at this underlying band. So this is interesting. We are being magnetically pulled back to the black line, which is our stock to flow valuation that we should have. And I think that is, yeah, that gives us, I think that should put us at 50, yeah, something like 57,000 or so if we would be at fair valuation. So there's a little bit more of rallying to go before we head into the halving, and then have our magnetic pull in this channel upwards that we usually follow to the T, right? So here we have that. So let's see whenever this comes out if we are following, if we are according to plan. But according to plan would be that we, until the halving, we are around 50, 55, 56, 57,000. Yeah, so that we cannot imagine this right now because we think we have pumped a lot, but we actually did not pump so much. And another one of this, and maybe this is something where we can form our strategy around, at least I will do, is this chart here is the Bitcoin RSI on the monthly. So that what we have been discussing also here, let me show you. So the Bitcoin RSI on the monthly, here you see it, right here, down here, or maybe I can get this bigger, but down, maybe in comparison with this chart, you see it here, RSI basically oversold, and right afterwards or overbought, we top out, and then the RSI is correcting to 44, and in our bear market to even 40. So this RSI of plan B has also the months until the halving as a color code. So we see the same RSI movement, like overbought here, here, so basically here, here, and here, and we see so this is, ignore this part, this is the inception of Bitcoin, but we're talking about these three parts here, and the color says dark blue dot. This super dark blue dot here is the halving, because it says 0 days or 0 months until the halving. So here the halving comes in, and from there we rally, okay? And then afterwards we have 50, 40, 30 months until the halving, right after this. So we are coming in our heat phase. And what we see here is that every time we have a rally, we have our halving, pullback, and then we go, right? So here we have that as well. Halving, pullback, go. Halving, halving, smaller pullback, go, right? So right now we are not even in the halving phase, and so we are in this, I think, 5 months range to the halving, and that is here, more or less here, here, and here. So there is a sideways to a little bit more rally range in terms of the RSI. And yeah, I think we could follow this for determining when we should also sell, because usually, or we see this here, when Bitcoin tops out, and that is usually here, is more like in the territory of 20 months, not 20 months, 30 months after the halving, right? 35 months maybe. We have to determine what the color is exactly. And then we can measure, because right now we are following it. I mean, you see this here, bottom, bottom, bottom. We are following it to the T at the moment. We are right at where we were when we got our first pullback in the 2 runs ago, and we are right where we were when we were having a little bit more pullback in the other run. So right now we are rallying, but it's nothing out of the ordinary. I would say that the bull market of 2 bull markets ago is more similar than, with ours than the last one, right? So so this bull market basically is a little bit more similar at the moment than our last one here, than our last bull market. But we will see. But is it so? To answer this, do we have a deviation here where we would say this time is different? No, we don't. We see it here, we see it here. Actually, this time was different, as I said. But but here is something that is actually different. And let me also talk about this. And that is, Bitcoin is doing something completely different to what it did 2019 at the same point in the cycle. So comparing with the last bull run, right? And that is this here. We see it here. So we in the last cycle we were ranging here and even had a massive pullback onto the mega all-time trend line, all-time support, right? And now this time we did not range basically until the halving. We ranged only a little bit from the base and moved up, and we broke out already. So you see here really that we skipped all of the 175 days on this, and that is the Bitcoin ETF effect, in my opinion. So we see that. And by the way, Justin, I will go to your comment in a second, but let's just finish this crypto thing. So there's another way of looking at it. It's not super accurate, but it also has been drawn 150 days ago, 150 years ago, sorry. It's basically something like liquidity cycles, years in which panics have occurred, years of good times and years of hard times, and it basically puts in here like a prediction, like a linear prediction. And according to this, we would be, I don't want to go too deep into this because I've cross-checked this with the Bitcoin bull markets, and it's 1 year off, more or less, right? But still, it says basically hard time 2012. So a good time to high prices and time to sell stocks was 2007, right? So that is correct. 2007 was a good time to sell in the beginning, and then crash 2008, and then a good time to accumulate, and then you go into good to 2019, where a panic would be occur. So that happened also from 19 to 20, and then basically where you would also you would basically sell here and here. And then 2023, according to this, is a good year to accumulate, and 2026 to take profit. So we will see. But for Bitcoin, it's a little bit off because it is actually 2017, the year, but doesn't matter. It's not too long away. But this could be a blueprint in general for looking at bigger cycles, right? Because it also matches a little bit with like here, for example, the Republic of Weimar and hyperinflation. So you would have sold in 26 and 27 or something like that, that reaccumulated in 31, and then yeah, basically yeah, this is all. You could always find something where you could say, hey, look, here's the argument, and this is good times. It's not good times here, basically, because you look at the end of the war, everything was destroyed in the World War, right? So but overall, I think maybe we can derive something from this. I just found it interesting to look at this. Now, what we can derive something is that usually a parabolic curve run, and this is the last point here before we look at the markets, how they are performing, we have formed a base, as we looked at, and usually in a parabolic run, you just have a forming of 4 bases, and then you have a blow off top usually, and then you correct, right? So according to trader tardigrade, we are forming base 1, we're headed into base 2, forming another base. So we would be moving sideways quite a bit until we rally to the next part. Pullbacks are part of this, that they can happen on the way. But overall, you want to form bases to get closer to this parabolic, to this parabola, and then you are running at some point out of room, and from there you would drop into your bear market. So this pattern could be playing out. Be aware that these base formings can take months, right? So this would be more boring times in the crypto market, but we will get through them together, right? So yeah. Quick news. This is good news for us. SEC chairs 5 billion enforcement actions make waves at 2023 Securities Forum. He emphatically stated, "Don't get me started on crypto. I won't even name all the individuals we've charged in this highly non-compliant field." Yeah, exactly. You have charged individuals. You have not put out any guidelines. And what you also did not do is to be successful after charging these individuals. Now, Gensler has been making waves because discussing the economic ramifications of the SEC's enforcement endeavors, Gensler highlighted that the agency had initiated over 700 enforcement actions, 780, 2023, with more than 500 of them being standalone cases. Imagine how many law processes you need to do to have 500 standalone cases against people, exchanges, I don't know what. These actions ultimately culminated in judgments and orders totaling 5 billion, with 930 million allocated for restitution to injured investors. So yeah, I mean, that is really crazy, right? And so that means Gensler is burning taxpayers' money, and usually in times of trying to cut costs and so on, he is just burning away millions and millions and billions upon billions of taxpayer money. This cannot end well, and probably this will cost at some point Gensler's position, and that is good for crypto because Gensler is one of the only crypto haters, so to say. If he is gone, and he will be gone at some point, then this would be also good for crypto. And who knows, maybe he will be gone exactly at the right time when the halving kicks in and the bull market is back and so on. Also a quick one here, Mexican senator pushes bill to make Bitcoin a legal tender. So while the SEC is going after everything and everywhere, Mexico is trying or pushing to make Bitcoin legal tender. This is also good news. Allows banks to offer Bitcoin ETFs in Mexico. That would be, for example, a good thing. Now, they would be at least able to file for that. Let's look at the market. So the market is mixed. Top 100 here. Let me get my face out of the screen. Let's look at some altcoins. So Gala had been pumping because I think there was a decision in the case of the co-founders suing each other. I think that uncertainty is removed now. There's a corrective move. Overall, we see Mina protocol has been pumping tremendously. Now we have corrective moves on BSV and HEX, SNX and DYDX, all coins that have been pumping. Coins that are still in the green, remarkable, Near Protocol and Quant as examples for non-shit coins. Neo is leading the charge. I actually don't know why. And FTT token because they want to rebuild the FTX exchange. So people are speculating on a big comeback of the FTT token. I personally do not believe that there is big things to come back, because from that reputation, I think it takes time to come back. Overall, I think this is, for me, this is the time where I just continue to DCA into altcoins. There are quite a lot of altcoins in the red that might be worth accumulating, and it seems to be that meme coins are back on the table, because we see here Floki is up 22% on the day, and Baby Doge, which is always a meme on this channel, the little Baby Doge whales, they are in the green together with JST, which is just. Yeah, and Illuvium is having a green day also in the top 200. Now, Ecomi, where is Ecomi? Must be very small, maybe this one. Oh yeah, there it is. Ecomi is barely up, like so little that we cannot see it really. It's here in the corner. But yeah, that's the state of the market. We are having a little bit of a correction, and we will see how it works. Actually, how is it Ethereum doing anything big? Probably not. I cannot see it. Oh, there it is. Yes, a slight pullback on Ethereum. So we would have, for altcoins to rally more, we would have Ethereum to have a bigger rally. With that said, I think the time justifies that we are looking at Ecomi now. And then we go to NFTs. So how are we with in terms of Ecomi? So our correction is still playing out. Actually, everyone here knows this already because you are watching this channel every day. But Ecomi is still in this ABC correction, in my opinion, and as long as we do not lose much of these levels here, these two levels, I'm completely fine with that correction. Ecomi just did not really pump. It tried something, but did not really pump with the latest altcoin pump that we have, which frustrates some people, I understand, but we have pumped 100% here. We are in an ABC correction, and I think then we will continue. There's still room in the RSI, you see this here, for us to continue, so not too much to talk about. Yeah, I will probably making a video on Ecomi in the next days for, yeah, what basically a little bit addressing the concerns with the token. Veve. I think there's more to talk about Veve than to talk about Ecomi at the moment. So what we are seeing is that Veve is doing a lot of actions right now. So they have sweepstakes, they have cosplay tournaments like this here, like cosplay competition. They are hosting unboxing spaces for the Funko, so they are really doing a lot for the community in that sense, and I think that is good. Also, very important, we right now have a maintenance announced here. Veve will be down for 3 to 4 hours of scheduled maintenance and back-end improvements starting tonight at 12 a.m. PT and going to 7 a.m. UTC. Thank you for your understanding. So also that is happening. Then more people unboxing Funko Ironmans. Yesterday we have seen very viral on Danny's stream, where I was also as a guest. He pulled the number 9 of this Iron Man collectible here. So that is also cool. There you go. And you see here, Veve is doing join the live event stage in our Discord server on Saturday, 1:30 p.m. for an epic unboxing event featuring original Funko Gold Iron Man. And I think this is the biggest news for now. Deloitte's Fast 50, fastest growing technology business, Veve Digital. So this is apparently in New Zealand. So it says here technology business New Zealand, and we couldn't have done it without you, our incredible fans and our dedicated team. Thank you for your unwavering support. Let's celebrate this incredible achievement together. So yeah, let's celebrate it together. What do you have in mind, David? Yeah, celebration is in place. Fastest growing technology businesses in New Zealand. Not too shabby, I would say. Not too shabby. This looks good. And it will raise the attention of other firms, licenses, such things, right? And also, if this is a billboard, it is apparently, people are passing that, it will look, hey, what is Veve, right? They will discover that in New Zealand. Today there is this drop of the animated Incredibles, which is a cool and funny animation, as it seems. I think that's a really cool animation. Also, this one is apparently, at least the orb is animated, so probably a lot of Waterholics will want to have the ultra rare. And then the secret rare apparently is a static collectible. But as mentioned before, the edition sizes, and then we also know we have said that David, you said it in the space. There is this gate for the Jurassic Park for the 30th anniversary. For collectibles in Jurassic Park's 30th anniversary series will drop in blind box format. So the park entrance. Then some dinosaur collectibles here, and an egg with a hatchling that is coming out, a baby raptor egg, and the cane. So I think these are really cool collectibles, so actually giving me a little bit of these sensations. So if this is again, if this is again like 30 gems, there might be a point to go for it. Or I will just buy it on secondary, I just don't know. Let's get to what Justin said here, maybe as a thought point. If NFT hype comes back, I think it will take years. And you are not wrong, in my opinion, because maybe we can just let this play in the background. And I think you are not wrong. The NFT hype, I think it's not a question of if. I don't think the NFT hype is an if it will come back. I think it will come back, but it will be different than the last time. And at this time, you have to say, yes, this time is different, because no one will buy doodle images and so on. I think they will buy something like this, right? 3D collectibles, animated collectibles of established brands. But for this to come back, we need to exceed our highs in the broader altcoin market, right? We need attention to NFTs again, and that is not the time at the moment. So the second part of what Justin says, it will take years. Yes, I think so. It will take approximately, what is that? Probably until the beginning of 2025, until the middle of 2025, to be in a full-fledged NFT season. Because we first need, if everything goes according to cycle, we first need Bitcoin to top out, which is more likely than not in the end of 2024, beginning of 2025, together with a second altcoin season that will follow this topping out. And then there will be an NFT season following that, if everything works like it did work in the last cycle. We will monitor it closely, but I think, for example, we have seen already that the volume has bottomed. In last stream, we said it in the broader NFT market. That volume is a little bit higher now since ETH also moved, and ETH whales probably bought some NFTs or something like that. So I think that it will come back. I think it will come back. But I get it's frustrating, and for Veve specifically, we need more mechanisms to get liquidity into Veve, back into Veve, right? So we need the path, the gateway through a Ecomi token for liquidity to enter the market. We need crypto pay-in for liquidity to enter the market. We need more, or we need maybe an interoperability in the IMX ecosystem. It doesn't have to be full interoperability. Oh, that actually has a sound. Look at this. But I will not play more with sound because they use some licensed music in the background, and then you get demonetized on YouTube, and that is really bad. But yeah, I think this is one of the better drops of the last days. So I will really look forward to the additional numbers. And yeah, but that's basically it, guys. For today, I think we covered a lot. I think this is a time where you would smash the like button. I've not asked you much in the stream, so if we do not have 13 likes, then we really failed together. So guys, smash up the like button, please, for me, or 15. That is very important. Trucking Hank says, I really hope the veveverse will have lots of gamification. Yeah, I think so, but and also this is something that has been dropped as alpha yesterday on Danny the Bull stream. So Mr. V was there, and they have conducted an interview with Dan, and this interview, in this interview, apparently they also agreed that Dan will provide some previews for the veveverse that they will then post. We don't know when this interview will launch, but Mr. V will probably announce it soon. Then it will launch as a podcast. A couple of hours later, it will launch as a video on YouTube. And then they will also post another view into the veveverse. So that will be very interesting to see if they have made improvements, how they are looking right now. So this will be interesting to see for us. But thank you for that comment there. Yeah, I think that the veveverse will have a lot for people to build, and I think it will come at the right time, around the halving or in more crypto excitement, and then this will also spark more interest into the Ecomi token. Yeah, so I think they are really our theory from already the bear market and half a year ago, and I don't know, or a year ago, that they will wait with these milestones until crypto excitement is coming back, is actually looking to be correct. So let's see if they can nail the timing on this and give some pretty nice bull run to the Ecomi token and the Veve collectibles. But with that, guys, thank you all for joining me today. Thank you for smashing the like. Subscribe to the channel if you want to see more of those live streams. There's more stuff coming on, definitely. We're definitely going to keep grinding here. And tick the little bell to get notified when I go live and when I post the next Ecomi video. And wherever you are on the world, have yourselves a great morning, evening, day, night, or afternoon. Enjoy your coffees, and I see you in the next Crypto Morning Coffee on Monday. But hope